The next speaker I'm very happy that he's joining us, and it's also very brave, because the next speaker has, I think, over 100 death threats on him. So we're going to close the doors, so you can't get in and out during this session, and we're also going to have a couple of guards that we will bring with us, because the next founder founded a company that made all the already public data on who's a criminal in Sweden available, and you can search your name and buy that data. And that was one of the most successful internet launches ever in Sweden, but it came with some problems. So please, without further ado, welcome up Jonas Häger, Lexbase founder. Jonas, welcome up on stage.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sit down, and we also put sunglasses on our guards because we see that in American movies, and it looks much cooler. No, but on a more serious note, there is could still be a risk factor, and some time has gone since you launched Lexbase. Could you just tell us what is Lexbase?
Lexbase is a background check online that we collected a lot of information from all the Swedish courts and court records and put them together in a database, so you can search for a company name or a person's name, social security number, or by an address. And we even have a function that you can go in to see a map, and you can, for example, write in Stockholm, and we'll navigate you to Stockholm, and you will see a lot of red dots, and those dots are addresses where people live who've been somehow in a court record, more or less.
So I could look at my house and see who's a criminal?
Your neighborhood, yeah, more or less.
And what happened when you launched? You started making millions every day. It must have been sort of a very sort of exciting start.
There were mixed feelings, definitely. We had a PR crew that came up with the idea that we should have a press conference, and we did. And we sent out invitations, and we didn't actually know what we actually had before people were actually showing up with live coverage trucks, and all the major newspapers were there, and it was just so much people and so much attention on this. I wasn't present at the press conference. My colleague at the time were. I was actually in my office observing the screens, the traffic, the bank account, the customer service, and talking to my programmers and see, okay, what's going on, and looking over the statistics.
So did you believe your eyes when that started to happen, and when sort of the accounts started going crazy?
No, first I just started jumping and saying, okay, well, this is a great success. And then I saw the news feed and the news coverage, and it was so huge, it was hard to actually grab it and put a feeling to it. It was so much mixed feelings that it was really hard to emotionally control it.
And you've never shared this story live before, so this
is my first time.
Then you started getting some problems. Not everybody was entirely happy that their face and their criminal record was online.
No, we got many death threats. My colleague resigned after 24 hours.
He resigned? Yeah.
He resigned for his specific reasons. I don't blame him for it. I respect his decision. But I didn't want to do that. I stayed in the company and was fighting the fight.
What were things that they were saying, and how did they contact you?
Yeah, someone sent me postcards with, I'm going to kill you. They misspelled my last name a little bit, so I'm just glad I just got that postcard even. But yeah, they tried to call my cell phone, they sent emails. And
was it able to find you through sort of the directory service? Could you just find your number, or did you have a secret number?
Yeah, when we launched the website, my numbers was actually out there. So yeah, they had my number, but I couldn't even make a call, because if I was trying to make a call, I would automatically answer another call coming in. So I had to change my number rather quickly to just talk to friends and colleagues and some newspapers.
And what were people saying on sites like Flashback or other sites?
I mean,
I would imagine you weren't super popular.
No, and I tried not to read anything at all, but a lot of friends did and a lot of colleagues did, and they called me up so many times, and I just, please don't call me with these issues, because so many rumors, and I couldn't say what was true and what was not true. I couldn't And
But
the
you
morning-
couldn't stay at you got a hotel room instead, and you moved.
Yeah, the first night I slept at home actually, and then I checked into a business hotel for a week, rented a car, and because of all these rumors, I talked to someone that has somewhat experience in these situations. So I actually called the Swedish Secret Service person, and it was actually quite funny. Because I called them up and said, hey, it's Jonas Häger. And they said, oh, hey, Jonas, we've been waiting for your call. And I was like, and he was happy about that I was alive. I don't know why, but he was so happy. And he was like, yeah, how you doing? I said, yeah, well, I just moved into a hotel. Just rented a car. And I said, oh, that's great, it's great. But you should switch cars every 3 days. And I was like, well, I'm going to be James Bond, moving around in town. And he said also, yeah, the best thing you can do is you can be out in public, but look out for the dark alleys. And I said, yeah, the movies, the dark alleys are bad places. Yeah, I'm not going to go there anyway, but yeah, thank you for the information. So,
but they also threatened your family and other things.
Yeah, they did.
I know your sister went on a sail around the world cruise.
Yeah, she was sailing around the world, so she was fine. She didn't get any reactions, really. They tried to hack her sailing website or whatever they did. But yeah, my other family, my sister has its own family, so it's hard for them to just move into a hotel. And because the journalists were practically hunting them. They were hanging in their windows, and they were chasing them in cars. And they were really, really rough on them.
Yeah, because media was chasing you as well.
Yeah, media was the main part of who was chasing me and my family, really. And I felt bad because I could change my number. I could move to a hotel because I don't have any family or girlfriend. So I can just disappear, more or less. But my family, they are where they are. So I feel a little bit bad about that. And maybe I could handle things differently, but
I think this is such a fantastic and fascinating example of information that is already public, powered with technology so that big data becomes available. What's your view on, and sort of your response to people that say that it's unethical, criminals should be able to serve their sentence and then sort of hide their past and go on with life?
Yeah, the number one topic in the debate regarding what I'm doing is people's second chance in life. And they say that I take away, not me, my company takes away the second chance for people. And I don't understand that argument because I'm not the one giving someone a second chance. It's up to your family, your relatives, the people close to you, your future employer. It's them to make a choice whether they want to give you a second chance. I have nothing to do with that. So that's my point of view in the whole debate. And it's not a second sentence. Sometimes they say, yeah, they sentence once, then you sentence them again. But we're not a sentence. We're just mirroring the information that we can receive from public locations, like courthouses.
But you're also making shitloads of money on it. And that's maybe what some people had problems on.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
But then how were you thinking then? You were sitting on one hand, you were going, la, 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 the bank accounts are going through the roof, and the other is like another death threat. How do you sort of mix those emotions, and how did you decide to push on? And because Lexbase is still around, and it's
it's running fine, but it's hard. I didn't feel worse about the death threats and the economy. It was the combination of it all. I couldn't be happy for the money that we made, or the traffic that we had, or all the publicity the company got from the newspapers. I couldn't be happy about that, and I couldn't be worried about all the threats and all everything. So I was just like in a vacuum, like a robot trying to sort things out. It was really hard to actually focus and emotionally feel something at all.
And what were some of the craziest things that happened in media or in sort of in the aftermath of that?
The craziest thing was a headline. One of the major newspapers put it out. This was maybe in the late first week, and they said a bounty, $10,000 if someone had information that they could get in contact with me. So it was a reward if they could actually get in contact with me. And then that it got so absurd. I started laughing. I was like, well, I love media for it because that was a creative
thing. Is that legal? Maybe it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I asked myself the same thing. Is that legal? I don't know, because it was so intense. People were chasing me. They know I was in a bad place. Maybe, yeah, people want to hurt me and what so. But still, they went on like, okay, give us information. We pay you money to find it.
That's a business model. Just jack up the price and then come in yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well,
but what strikes me with you is that you're extremely brave, and you don't seem to think about being brave at all. You're just ignoring the threats because they were wrong.
Yeah, I think that's how I handle it. Yes, who I am, I suppose. I mean, I just move on and try to sort everything out as best I can.
And what is Lexbase today?
Lexbase today is doing great. We have great new projects coming up. We are working in a beta phase right now where we will be able to get all the data for doctors and dentists who have got a warning or on probation because they did something wrong in their practice. And then you can search for your own physician, and you can see if he got a warning or if he lost his license, and you will get that information. So it's really, I think that's really handy to actually, for people who are going to go to a doctor to see, okay, that doctor he's reliable, he's a good doctor. And so that's what we're working on.
So in a Lexbase world, people should be very careful not to do bad things, because then others will find out, and then they will need to deal with that and explain that.
Yeah, in a way, sure. Yeah, definitely.
And what's most exciting for you right now?
Right now, it's calm, it's quiet in the media. I can relax, I can live my life. I can actually work on my project and develop it as I started to do. And that's the best thing with it. I can breathe again, more or less.
And are you still sort of, are you worried when you go out? Do you look around your shoulder, or?
No, I stopped looking into people a few months ago. But no, I don't look over my shoulder or anything like that. I feel safe.
So I think that this is a very remarkable story, and thank you very much for coming here and sharing it with us. And look forward to seeing the next step.
Yeah, thank you.